Hi, this is Janetta. Woo-hoo. Yeah, and I want to talk to you about something today. It might not seem very serious, but it is very serious. But I want you to like, share, and even subscribe, and make sure your comments are very important, especially on this subject. Here, when I came here to Tanzania, I noticed that the girls, young girls going to school, heads were shaved. And I couldn't understand why. But I know for a fact that Europeans don't like our hair. They detest it. They hate it. Young girls that go to school that have straight hair, they do not have to shave their heads. But young girls that go to school with kinky hair have to shave their heads. And they've been made to believe that it's because of hygiene. Well, what would make straight hair hygiene so much better than the kinky hair? So just think about it. Just think about the attitude. Think about what they have done, our culture. You know, that is one of the things in reading the Bible. It tells us that a woman should not shave her hair. And I can remember that they wouldn't even let me cut my hair when I was young because that was supposed to be a sin, let alone shaving your hair. Well, that impact has an impact on us today. For one thing, these young ladies, when I first came here, I discovered that they really did not know how to fix their hair. And so this is one of the reasons why they wear wigs. And this is one of the special reasons why they wear weave and extensions and things like that, because everybody's hair looks good, but their hair. Yes. So it's a certain amount of pride and culture. So let me just say this. Culture is one of the things that we've been robbed of. And I thought it was only us in the diaspora, us that were in the United States, that have been made to believe that what we have is bad and what they have is good. But that practice that they're doing it here today. And when you're here, you'll find that the Africans that I have met, they're proud of their nation, but their real pride in who they are as the African people, they don't have that. And you know, that's our problem as well. It's not just a problem for Africa, but it's our problem. But can you imagine? I can imagine being a little girl and up to about 3 years old or 4 years old, I had hair. And all of a sudden they're shaving my hair. And I'm bald headed, looking like a little boy. I'm not very happy with that. And then when I do go to school, and if they do let me have some hair, they make sure that I have it a certain way and it's certain in a certain order because those are the rules about my hair. My hair, one of the primary things of pride for a young woman, for a young girl, and even for a young man. Just think how you would feel. What is an impact it has on us today? We have to look at these things and try to discuss them because the young people now, they're not developing our culture or the pride in their culture. Colonialism, the discontinuation of colonialism didn't make you have pride, especially when you have been practicing customs that make you think that what you have is bad and what they have is good. So you yearn for what they have. You yearn for their light skin. You yearn for their straight hair. You yearn for those kind of things. There's a lot of reasons. We're so critical of each other because we don't know the root of the things that we suffer. Just think of that. Suffering from things and practicing things that were surrounded around our enslavement or their colonization. There's not a lot of difference between us in the United States and all over, and the people here in Africa. There's not a lot of difference in how we were treated and how our culture was robbed from us. So I'm going to show you this picture of a young lady getting her hair cut. Her mom is doing her duty by cutting her hair. It is just awful, awful. It is actually gruesome. But just think what it does inside of you. They did it for the purpose of culture changes. They did it for the purpose of us not having pride in ourselves and who we are and how beautiful we are. And that's being practiced today. And that's why I'm saying something to you. Young people, young people, don't think that cutting your hair and shaving your hair is something extra special because it's not. Your hair is a blessing and it's some of the best hair in the world. Actually, it keeps you warm in the wintertime and it keeps the sun off of you and when it's sunny. Can you imagine these young girls playing outside without a covering on their head because they have no hair? That's part of who we are. So look at this and let me know how you feel about it. Don't be ashamed to let me know. Just think of so many of the things that we might be practicing in other parts where we're civilized, right? Part of this was because they identify our hair as not being civilized. Yeah. All these things that we practice that we just don't know. How can we decolonize our mind? And we're still practicing the culture that they forced upon us when they colonized us or when they enslaved us. Because if you look at the old pictures of the slaves, when they first came, the first thing they did was they would shave their head. They hate our hair. Or either we put a rag around our hair to cover our hair. Yes, we did that. We have come out and they need to come out. We need to proclaim. You need to be over here because if you don't come, then a lot of things that happen are happening in here. They don't understand it. They don't know it. But we're trying to loosen the bounds of slavery and colonization. So we as a people have many, many things to fight in our own way. Hey, we can do it. We can do it. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not upset at anyone. But I'm telling you, we need to start making sure that we make a change. And those changes, you might say, it's just a simple cutting of the hair that's going to do something. Yes, it is. Now, that's just one thing. The next time I talk to you, I'm going to talk about changing of your name. Yeah. The changing of your name, cutting your hair. Oh, yeah. It has an impact on you and your life. So this little girl is getting her head shaved. And she can't say no, she doesn't want to do it because the price of going to school is you have to cut your hair. If your mama does not shave your head, you cannot go to school. It's that bad. It's that difficult. You cannot go to school unless you shave your head. Can you imagine having no hair from about 4 years old until you graduate from high school? Can you imagine? Just put yourself in this young lady's place. We need hairdressers here. We need people that teach them how to style. We need people that tell them there's more to it than putting a wig on. There's more to it, and they look pretty. Their hair does not have to be straight to look pretty. Even when they braid it, they want some straight parts of their hair. It's outrageous. They got some of the prettiest hair that I have ever seen. It's thick and nice, and there's so many things that you can do with it today. We are some beautiful women, and our men are just handsome. Come on. God gave us our hair. Oh, yes, He did. That's our crown. And when you're a king, you are greatly detested. You are greatly detested. Our crown separates us from our crown. I'm going to ask you to answer a question for me. I'm going to ask you, how do you think we can change this? What do you think we can do that will help us be set free from this white man's culture? And it is a white man because he's the one that enslaved us and he's the one that colonized us. I've not read anything of where the Arabs that enslaved us had us to cut our hair. they did worse than that. But this cutting of hair has gone on. So I want you to tell me, what can we do to decolonize our mind? A simple thing as the cutting of hair. Answer my question, please. Let me know.